in this project, which is going to be our green screen car. And we're going to go right there. From cursor position, add new layer, and we're going to click OK. We're going to make sure that video is selected by clicking on the video up here in the scene area or clicking on the video down here in the timeline. So then we're going to go up here to video effects, left click on video effects, come down to transparency, come over and come down to background remover, and we're going to go to hold parent duration, and we're going to add new layer, and we're going to click OK. Okay, now we want to touch this up just a little bit. So let's come over here to max hue delta, over here in the properties box. Come over here to hue delta. We're going to put that on 16. Max hue delta on 23. Lightness delta we're going to put on 88. And max lightness delta we're going to put on 88. Saturation delta we're going to put on 177. 177. Max saturation delta we're going to put on 117. And reduce contrast we're going to put on 12. 13. There we go. Now what we need to do is we need to make that background transparent by going over here to the scene. We're just going to go to scene and do it. Go to scene. Wait a minute, let me tell you. I went over here in the Projects Explorer and I clicked on scene, left clicked on it. Come over here, use project color. We're going to say no. And we're going to no. And then opacity level, we're going to click 0. So we've added, so here we're adding, this is where we're adding that transparency to our background. And so now, as you can see, our background is now transparent. Alright, so now all we got to do is export this video. So we're going to come over here to projects, come over here to the little rocket ship, left click on the rocket ship. Alright, and then we're going to come over here to edit profile. Alright, and what we want to do here is select the codec, a codec I should say, that supports transparency. You know, there's a whole lot of codecs in video editing. Some of them support transparency, some of them don't. We want to select one that supports transparency. So what I'm going to do here, you see H264 AVC is selected here. I'm going to click that drop down right there. And I'm going to click that. And I'm going to go down to Pong lossless. Pong PNG lossless. I say Pong, some people say Ping, some people say PNG. I'm saying Pong. That's just the way I do it. That's the way I say it. So I'm going to click that and I'm going to click apply profile. And you see the background, it still shows black. But let's see what happens when we export this bad boy. We're doing it as an AVI, but we could, I like to do it as MOV. That's what I'd like to do it as, but since I have AVI selected right now, let's do it like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and export it. Well, no, let's not export the file. Let's make sure that we're putting it where we want it to be. Exporting your video correctly. Save as export as an AVI file, and we're going to save it. Complete. Okay, now it should be in there as an AVI file with transparency AVI. Now, if I double click this right now and play it, it's going to open up in whatever player I selected. Well, first of all, I don't think the media player is going to play this, so it's not. Okay, so I'm going to open it in VLC. Left click, open with VLC, and when I play it, it's going to play. It's going to have a black background. Don't be confused, because we recorded this with a transparent background, but media players don't play your videos back with a transparent background. They'll automatically add a background to it. So you won't see that transparent background unless you put it in a video editor that, you know, that works with transparency. So let's take that video exporting your video with transparency. And let's put it in Vsdc and see what happens. So let's go to projects. Let's delete that we just worked on. Let me copy that. Exporting your video with transparency AVI. Alright. Let's paste that in there. And we should see a transparent background. And we do. AVI obviously supports transparent background. I prefer to use Move, but since I already had AVI selected, that's why I used it. Now I'll do another video later on to show you how to export a PNG file, an image, a regular image, because it's going to be a little bit different than doing your videos. That's how you do it. And I made this video because I'm actually working towards getting to the blend modes. I know I told you that before, but we got to understand transparency before we go to blend modes, because that's an important part of blend modes. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. Come back again, because we're working in stages to get to where we need to be.